back.
We are, in fact, back. Listen, sometimes everything suddenly goes away on your computer and you panic and you think your power has gone out. But what in fact has happened is you've backed up your chair and unplugged your computer.
That's going to happen. That's, it happens to us all. Virtual background don't work great when there's two of us. I've just noticed when we pull apart, who's going to show up? This is the only image I have downloaded on my desktop. It's an important image to me, though, so I keep it there at all times.
I always regret not loading up Zoom backgrounds ahead of time, so always during the call, I'm like trying to find something funny, and it never is.
I finally tried to do it this morning during the news meeting and lied to my computer and told it that I did have a green screen. And then I immediately got a DM from one of my bosses saying, "I'm just watching your Zoom background consume you." And I turned it off immediately. I was like, "Oh no."
Oh no.
It's good. Currently Zoom backgrounds, I've been chatting with like my college friends on weekends now, which I feel like this quarantine has made me a better friend.
Agreed.
Right? I'm definitely reaching out to people more. It's done wonders to my social life. But I think we communicate mostly through different virtual backgrounds of embarrassing photos we can find of other people on the Zoom call. That's the classic move.
Yep. Beautiful. I don't know if we talked about this before we cut out, but Emily and I, Emily's wanted to do this for a little while. We're making Arnold Palmer's, but with Mike's Hard Lemonade instead of lemonade.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
I made homemade iced tea.
Oh, wow.
Highbrow, lowbrow.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I don't know what to expect from this.
It's a blend of Lady Grey and Irish breakfast teas.
Wow.
That's what we had.
I will say, I have never, not once in my life, had Mike's Hard Lemonade and not thrown up.
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
And you think it's because of something in it and not due to like how many of them you
listen, will I throw out there, was I usually pretty drunk before I had the Mike's Hard Lemonade?
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like Mike's Hard Lemonade tends to come with a certain social gathering that lends itself to that.
It's definitely like, you don't think I can drink a whole 6-pack of those?
When I was in college, the only real like drink that I had was a Smirnoff Ice. And then, so an older classmate was going to the liquor store and was like, "Can I get you anything?" And I was like, "Yes, Smirnoff Green Apple," because I had the Smirnoff Green Apple ices. I neglected to say the ice part, so I just had a handle of Smirnoff Green Apple vodka at a party.
That's a way to do it.
I mean, that'll get you there.
What do I do with this? I didn't have any mixers. So I did drink a lot of a handle of Green Apple vodka.
Impressive.
That's that'll clear you out.
Yeah, let's see how this is.
Oh boy. How are they?
You know what? That's pretty good.
It's not bad. I will say that. I was
Those are nice glasses too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was expecting that to be way worse. It's actually pretty good.
That's nice. That is good. I'm glad you pointed out the glasses, Karen, and that we have 2 small 8-ounce mason jars.
Very fancy.
That my last roommate in Baltimore purchased them in bulk because he thought he was going to get into canning. And then when he moved away before I did, and he just left them all. And so I was like, guess they're mine now. Guess I have to bring these with me forever.
How many people, what percentage of mason jar purchases are people that thought they were going to get into canning?
I imagine a lot of them. It was, I think the worst part about it is that he had for some reason, just this idea that 8 ounces was way bigger than it actually is. And so when they came here and were very small, he was like, ah, shit, I can't use these.
Oh,
And so we just didn't use them for the whole time. Like was unemployed, and so this was the thing he was getting into at the moment.
Gotcha. So a more practical Skyrim.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no doubt.
That was Skyrim came into our lives at different times.
Yeah.
But both under similar circumstances at different points in time.
We were both unemployed when we ran into Skyrim.
At different times.
At different times in
That's
our
the best
lives,
time to do it.
Which is the
You
long
just wanna
way of
sink.
saying we both sunk far too much time into Skyrim.
Just one of those games of like, why would I go back to real life?
Right?
Just,
yeah.
I have a beautiful house here.
Yeah,
I'm a dragon.
My beautiful wife and 2 children.
My beautiful wife and 2 children. I am the Dragonborn, a master thief.
Yeah.
I can Fuser Da.
Yeah, I'm a master thief, also some sort of weird mercenary, also a wizard.
Yeah.
I could have been a werewolf or a vampire if I wanted to.
I kept revisiting Skyrim always during my college finals, which was not the smartest move on my part. Like, basically, I would be doing so well during all of the semester in college, being like, I won't play that many video games, I'll study. And then as soon as it hit finals and we had like one day off, I'd be like, I'll just hop into Skyrim, you know, just for a little bit. It's fine.
And then it's 3 days later.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad.
When did the Nintendo Switch come out again?
That was in 2016, 2017, 2017, early 2017.
Yeah, because I was about to say, like, for sure it came out like after I graduated from college.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have failed all my classes.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt.
That would have been bad.
Someone in the chat just mentioned XC Squirrel it's someone about to hit finals right now. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's truly, this is the worst time to be hitting finals. Never is it a good time to be hitting finals, but especially now.
Yeah, like this, that just has to be.
Wait, I do like this other comment though that says, one of my teachers has only played one video game, and that game is Skyrim. He absolutely loves it and will not play anything else.
But also, I respect it.
No, that's good.
It's video game. It's
just a video game.
Yeah.
Our friend we were playing Smash Brothers with friends the other day, and our friend Caldwell like just described, it's nice when you can just find the one video game. It's like, yes, hundreds of hours of this, please.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't hit that, or rather, I feel like I hit that point with a lot of games where I'll sink like 100 hours into many video games, but then I will like hang out with my sister's fiance who has sunk like thousands of hours into Dota, and I'm like, oh boy.
I'm chasing the high of Skyrim's the last one I remember, and like I played that when that came out. I'm still like chasing that high, so I'm buying a lot of games, playing them for like 6 hours, and then
Oh, I don't have that.
You don't have that.
I played over 400 hours of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's a great video game. It's a lot.
I got like
time in there.
Yeah. I got like a third of the way through it on my own when we started dating, and then I didn't play video games for a while because we were dating. And
classic thing. Girl starts dating a boy, and the boy hates video games and makes her stop playing them.
Tell me about it.
But I recently started playing again. And it's like literally all I did this weekend.
It's the best.
Yeah,
it's the best.
I have been watching a lot of it as a result of this, and it's a very good game. It's a good game to watch also. I'm just,
it's
chilling
very
out.
pretty.
It's a nice one.
I'm excited for Valhalla. I feel like maybe Vikings like cancel out doing spy stuff. Is the whole idea of Vikings is very straightforward.
Yeah.
But
they kind of got their one thing.
Yeah, rushing into stuff. We'll see how that goes. I do. Yeah.
Ghostrat or Harris said, "I came in late. Did I miss Rat Chat?"
Oh yes, you have to.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take a piss, which is not gonna be my first one this stream. Hi, if you're new here, this is not a professional broadcast by any standards. I'm gonna go take a big old piss.
That's good.
And then we're gonna talk about rats.
Wait, I like that you just said this won't be my first one this stream. As if have you already gone to the bathroom during this stream?
No.
Okay. This is good. Yeah, no. I always like it when Jimmy Fallon says, I'm going to go take a big old piss.
Go take a big old piss.
That's good.
What's his
so sweaty right now.
God, the Roots take over
in this room. Mm-hmm. What?
When Jimmy Fallon asked the Roots to take over so that he can go take a piss.
Take a big old piss. That's nice.
What if Questlove had his own show, though?
Questlove deserves his own show. Yeah. Questlove always has deserved his own show. He's great.
That'd be cool.
I do appreciate that we've already got lots in the chat about piss, which is great. It's piss chat now. It's always seems like every stream I'm in turns into piss chat at some point.
Stop encouraging it.
our stream always devolves into piss chat because Brian has to take about 14 piss breaks.
I think that's one of the first things you told me when we met, Brian, was my husband just pees so much.
It's good. Well hydrated.
That checks
out. That's a nice thing.
Yeah. Should we talk about our rat though?
You have to. It's horrifying.
So, Emily and I experienced the New Yorkiest bullshit. It's kind of like everyone who lives here goes, yeah, I can see that happening, but oh my god, it's the worst case scenario. Would you Emily, to describe from your, because you were the initiate.
Yeah, so I wake up 5:45 a.m. Friday morning. I awake, I had felt something weird on my face, and I thought that it was like hair, and I kind of brushed it away. And then I turned to my side and saw a tail. Scurry down the edge of my bed. And my brain is trying to catch up to my eyes at this point, and then I hear a squeak. And then I squeak. I shriek, much like Karen just did. I shriek, which wakes up Brian.
So it's early, and I'm like, what's wrong? What happened?
And Brian has a habit of, I don't know, an expressive person, exclamatory person, and a lot of times I'll like see something on my phone and go like, and he'll go, what's wrong? And it's usually like, Amanda Palmer's doing some weird bullshit today. But so I shriek, and he's like, he has the same sort of attitude of like, what is it now? And I say, I think there was a mouse on my face. So that's when we go into kind of trying to process.
So so it's early. This is the first thing I have heard upon becoming conscious. I think there was a mouse on my face, and it's kind of like, okay, let's get up out of the bed. If that and I'm thinking immediately what comes to mind is like, so we have a cat. Cats sometimes bring you mice. What I'm thinking is maybe she caught the mouse and then like brought it up onto the bed and lost it. I'm thinking, if that happened, you clearly just scared it off by shrieking.
Yeah.
We'll deal with this in the morning. We'll do a full clean of the house and like investigate from there. Whatever it's clearly over.
Yeah.
So I get into bed and like I'm trying to stay calm, but like I'm entirely grossed out too. I'm not going back to sleep. But I don't know what else to do.
I would be incredibly disturbed if you were like, okay, time to go to bed again.
So I go wash my face and kind of like get back into bed.
And like we put the TV on.
We're both just kind of sitting there like recognizing that neither of us are going to go back to sleep, but we're just kind of,
but like once
we're
again,
here now.
But like once again, I assume this is over.
Yeah.
There's a squeak.
No. Scurrying. We hear
the scurrying. Right. So
So we jump out of bed.
I only remember this in like images. We're in the bed. We're out of the bed.
Yeah.
I lift up my pillow. Sure enough, there he fucking is. Like, sup, bro?
No. At this point, we think
can you give me a size?
Well, so it's all happening fast, and I'm all adrenaline.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's either it's a big fucking mouse.
What do you think?
No.
This big.
Like, no, not that big.
Okay.
That's closer, including tail. Yeah. That's about right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Still, not great.
Not good, especially when like you weren't hoping to see something under there.
It's the biggest fucking mouse
I'm never
I've ever
hoping
seen.
to see that. Yeah.
So we are once again. I have an image in bed, out of bed, outside the bedroom. So I tell Emily, go take a long shower.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna figure this one out.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, take a big swig.
For the next 3 hours, I am on a stakeout.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I take a shower. I get out of the shower. I just hear, fuck! I was like, I'm gonna go to the living room and maybe take a nap on the couch.
Jesus.
I am also, I guess I should throw out there, because we do have an audience right now.
Yes.
I am gonna tell what happened. And if you're a catch and release person, which I think I am in theory, if animal stuff
catch and release until it comes into my house.
Very specific. Oh boy.
I'm catch and release until it's hanging out on my face.
That's
if animal stuff maybe bugs you, you might want to come back in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that seems right.
So, give everybody a second to maybe okay. So,
go watch like Fievel An American Tail for like 10 minutes or so. You can come back.
Yeah, okay. If that kind of stuff concerns you, I caught the mouse, or I caught him in a little shoebox, and then I let him go, and he went, bye!
Yes, got it. Nailed it. Mm-hmm.
So, we're staking out, and I have no idea where this fucking thing could be. So I'm like slowly taking it's like we're gonna have to fucking scrub this room from top to bottom.
Yeah.
So I'm slowly taking everything out of our bedroom. I'm taking the sheets off. I'm just like taking everything out that I can, and I haven't found the guy yet, or I haven't found a hole or anything anywhere it could have gone. Mm-hmm. The only thing that's left in the bed, no sheets, is just one pillow. And I'm like, son of a bitch is gonna fucking be under there, isn't it? Like, this fucking son of a bitch is gonna... Sure enough, he's like, what up?
Oh, no.
So he bolts for the, like, banister, starts running across it, fucking full, like, Matrix style. I immediately grab a broom, and I'm just swinging. It goes under our dresser. And that's where he hangs out for the next couple of hours as I figure out what to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, and so we have a cat, and so we just like put her in the room. She was
do your business.
She was uninterested. She was like watching.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
She was not interested in catching the little bastard. She was occasionally like showing interest under the dresser, which was at least like a metal detector of like, cool, it's still under there.
Right.
Gotcha.
So finally, I'm like, it's been hours. I have to start work soon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck am I? Fuck. So I've got my battle contingency plan. I'm just ready for it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip out the bottom drawer of the dresser. Rip it out. We make eye contact. He's in the corner just like, oh, fuck.
Oh,
He
no.
bolts out the side into the corner of the bedroom. Once again, animal stuff. Give me a second. He bolts behind, in between the wall and a box fan. So it's around 8 a.m.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe closer to 9. And what my neighbors probably heard was somebody in a low tone going, "You little bitch! You little bitch!"
Oh, no.
Basically what I did was I just pressed the fan up against the wall until the screeching stopped.
Oh no!
The thing that happened
Wait,
is...
no, but I need to know immediately what happened after
Yeah,
that.
okay, yeah. Tell us how you finished this.
I mean, the screeching eventually stopped. And the corpse, it was not... I think the damage was mostly internal. Externally, it looked pretty, so I took a picture, disposed of it, we emailed the landlord.
You internally, I imagine.
What's that?
So similar to, I imagine, the internal damage to you two at this point in time.
So here's the thing, I do a lot of, like, research, and, like, it's a rat. It was either a very big mouse or a small rat. It was definitely a small rat.
Okay.
Well, I'll bet a toe, not a limb.
It was a roof rat?
Yeah, there's like, it wasn't an NYC fucking sewer rat. It was a roof rat.
Didn't even know there are different kinds of rats.
There are different kinds of rats.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Oh yeah, that looks mouse-like.
Yeah, it's you know, when it's moving fast and moving around, you can kind of, like, it was a big fucker. But, I assume no one wants to see the picture, but I'll show it to anybody.
Don't look at the picture.
So the thing about waking up to a rat in your bed is, you know,
on my face,
on your wife's face,
yeah,
is you kind of like start working and like you tell people like this happened this morning and everyone goes, oh, gross. And you kind of have to just go on with your day, even though you're like a little fucked up.
Yeah, that's rough. It's bad.
Yeah.
When Emily mentioned that, like, I believe the chat
active.
was like, "Hey, something bad happened to me, like CW rat stuff," and of course I was gonna click on that. When somebody says rat stuff, 100%. But yeah, it was bad. And then I literally, like, what we had, like our video team has like check-ins at 10 o'clock in the morning where we like have like, what did you do yesterday? What did you do? What are you doing today? Is there anything that's getting in your way? And all of us had in that third section, we're all just thinking about Emily's rat stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty traumatizing.
Yeah.
So
my boss was like, "Do you need a day off?"
If I could have gotten away with taking one, I think I would have. So our pets are currently at my parents' house.
Yeah.
We played a little fast and loose with quarantine, but there was a rat on Emily's face.
Yeah, bad. Not good.
But yeah, so our pets are at my parents right now, and we have an exterminator coming on Wednesday, and I would like to not have rats anymore, please.
It'd be good. It'd be a good thing.
Yeah. It's good that this is like the first time that you've seen one though in your apartment.
Yeah,
we've had mice before, and Finn has taken care of them.
We've had some mice. You know, it's New York. You get mice. You clean your house, and hopefully they go away. But we now have some like theories though of like there's been a stale smell we couldn't quite place. It's always just been like that smells weird. There's some smell in here that's weird. And then
one of your neighbors has died.
Well, no. What my neighbor has, it seems, as of today, taken up a new quarantine project of the trumpet.
Oh, good. That's a solid quarantine project. When I'm thinking of instruments that sound good immediately when you start learning them and are quiet, I think of the trumpet.
Yep.
That's great.
Oh, I should have brought my oboe.
You should have brought your oboe.
Yes.
Do you have an oboe?
Yeah, it's under my table in my apartment.
She does have an accordion also,
Yeah.
which is important.
But I also mad at somebody practicing trumpet in the afternoon. Our neighbors can definitely hear every word of this.
Yeah. That's rough. Though, so I used to live in Baltimore, which is like so known for its rats that like there are bumper stickers that just say "I rat Baltimore" as opposed to like "I heart." It's great. Or just like there's a rat that just says "Balt" in it. It's amazing. Lovely city.
New York City's like number 2 for rats.
Yeah. And like, you know, you just kind of get used to it when you're walking in alleys. You're like, oh, I'm gonna see some rats, whatever. But we had one time, Jonah and I, my current roommate, we lived together senior year, and he was making some rice one night, and he was pouring the rice out into our rice cooker, and a mouse popped out as well, and then he just like jumped away and ran away, and so immediately Jonah and I, as opposed to being like, we need to throw away this rice, we need to like try to find this mouse, we immediately are like, let's go watch Mouse Hunt. And so we went and watched the Nathan Lane movie. We were like, we're getting ready. We're going to figure out how to deal with this. And it didn't work.
That movie does rule.
That movie rules. That's the first thing I saw Christopher Walken in.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, probably me too, I guess.
Yeah. Jeez. Wow. Yeah. It's a great Christopher Walken role too. But yeah, so we did that, and then we like tried to make a humane trap, and we were like not sure if it was going to take a while for us to come back and find the mouse in the trap, so we put pictures of other mice into the soda bottle that we made, so that way he'd have friends when he fell in there. And then we never caught him, which was, you know, he just lived in our walls. I feel like it's the end of Mouse Hunt as well, where we became friends with him.
I had a mouse in my first New York apartment was in Washington Heights. And I had actually, everything came, I moved to New York with a bag of laundry and an air mattress and like $1,000. I actually crashed on Patrick Cotner's couch for a little bit and then got this apartment. But so we're there and like it's fine. It's a good apartment. But we're all noticing we definitely have a mouse. Like all of the signs are there. Someone sees it. I'm living with a couple, and they both saw it. So it's middle of the night. I come out, and I'm coming through the kitchen, and there is my roommate Eric. He's sitting on the counter, and I'm like, it's like 2 a.m. He's like,
oh boy,
what's up? There. Just pointing down. He's got it like cornered in the closet with traps.
Oh boy.
So like the entire entry is like barricaded with traps.
Oh my god.
And it's in the corner. And sure enough, so then cut to it's me and Eric just on the counter just watching it. And then his boyfriend James comes out. Cut to the three of us just watching it. An hour at least goes by. This mouse finally braves up and is like, I'm gonna go for it. It full parkours off of the like side of the door over the traps. We lose it. We never find it.
Wow.
Amazing. It deserves to win.
And yeah, really, it truly does.
That's incredible. That's fabulous. The only other like the problem is that the only other story I have with rats is when I was doing like actual rodent research in college.
Sure.
And like was fully thought that I would be like, it's science, I'm unbiased, I'm not gonna get attached to these things. I'll be a true scientist back when I thought I was gonna be a scientist. And like had to deal with like a couple rats, and then eventually what happened is that my primary investigator was like, oh, we lost funding and these rats don't work anymore, so you just have one rat that you have to deal with. And so it got very close to JT08.
Oh boy.
And then I came in one day and JT08 wasn't there anymore.
Oh,
and I was just like, oh, well, maybe he went to a farm. I hope. Here's hoping. Love JT08. Rip JT08.
Oh, poor guy. Poor guy.
Yeah.
So New York City rodents, huh?
Yeah, fun stuff. I do appreciate seeing rats on like subway platforms, because it feels like, they got work to do too.
I don't mind seeing
We're all
them
trying to get
on
places.
the tracks, but I cannot deal with seeing them on the subway platform.
Oh.
They're too close to me at that point.
That's fair. I get it.
You ever been walking by Washington Square Park at night and just see all of the rats just scurrying along the fence?
Fun.
It's just like a river of rats just running along the fence. It's real bad.
The city's fucking disgusting.
The city is disgusting.
Do you know the phenomenon of Rat King?
Yeah.
I think about that a lot, but I've never had the courage to like look at a picture.
Yeah.
Or like
that's fair.
know what it looks like in real life, where it's like the idea is enough.
Am I gonna? Are we gonna?
You can do it.
Listen. I'm opening up the Wikipedia article for Rat Kings right now, and this is what we're doing. This is what we're fucking doing.
Yeah, no, the furthest I'll go with Rat Kings is like the artistic interpretation in the Nutcracker.
Yeah.
Like, if the Rat King is like 7 feet tall and could jump around and cool dance moves, like I'm cool with that. That's fine.
the thing. Like when I went to the press screening for the Nutcracker and the Four Realms, that movie, where like the Rat King and that like is like Rat King, where a bunch of rats form together, and I heard every single New York City film critic go.
I was just about to ask if you had seen Nutcracker in the Four Realms, because it is just a being.
It's horrible.
Feeble Kid says American cities sound terrifying. You're not wrong.
Correct.
You're not wrong about that.
Very correct.
According to Wikipedia, a similar phenomenon, Squirrel Kings, happens with squirrels, which has had more documented examples.
What?
I have never heard of a Squirrel King.
Never. How?
I need a picture of that.
Squirrel King sounds amazing. Well, it sounds bad, but it sounds amazing too.
How does that happen? Oh boy, it's bad.
I can't laugh.
Oh, it ain't good.
Abby Zoe just says, "Isn't there a Rat King in Hilda?" There is. Hilda's a great. Have you guys watched Hilda, the TV show? It's on. It's a cartoon that's on Netflix.
I'm familiar with it, but no, I haven't seen it.
When I was in a real stressful time in my life, and it's just the chillest, most fun like show to watch in the world. But there is a Rat King in one episode. Not as chill in that episode.
Yeah,
but
don't
it's a
like
good
that.
show.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Don't like that.
I just want to talk about Nutcracker the Four Realms now, which I love because Keira Knightley definitely thought that was her Jack Sparrow.
She's like
God.
really making a strong choice in that and like not ashamed of it.
I respect
What
it.
I
she's
haven't
doing
seen it.
is
How have
just
I not
a
seen it?
I don't know.
sexy voice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not the
Her
choice I
whole
would have
thing-
expected.
It's
from Keira.
that movie is wild.
Hang on, I'll look up a clip for you. It's
Yeah,
so
just
funny.
go ahead and play one of the.
Yeah, I'll play it up to the mic.
I didn't watch. So I did not see the Nutcracker in the Four Realms.
A
But
lot of people didn't.
well, okay, I
It's
like
bad.
Benny.
It's a bad movie.
Yeah, that's fair. But I was like, part of me was gonna go see it. My sister like did ballet for my entire childhood, so I've watched the Nutcracker, the actual dance show, like maybe 17 times.
Oh no.
This, but I also was like, y'all know that this
Okay.
doesn't have a plot, right?
Hang on. I'm just gonna play the audio of this clip.
Do it.
Just right up to the mic.
Yeah, just play it right.
Oh, that's Keira Knightley.
My mother wouldn't have wanted. I don't care what your mother wanted. She's not here.
She's not here.
I order you to stop. You order me.
She's really just doing sexy baby. Look at this.
Finally ready to play queen, are we?
Okay, all right. I can watch this movie.
You have to watch this movie.
I'm gonna watch the
You have
fuck
to
out of that
watch this
movie.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Also, like Matthew McFadyen is just like the
So good.
saddest man in this movie. He's just so sad. It's great.
It's a good movie. I mean, it's terrible, but it's good.
It's
You know,
fun. It's very fun to watch.
Do you think
Yeah.
Richard E. Grant was in it for more
Wa-
ever, and they just cut a bunch?
was he in it at all?
He's
Yeah.
the Icicle King. That's
He's-
not his real name.
yeah.
but his,
That's
he's
my
just-
favorite part
the
of the
Winter King.
Nutcracker. The thing that exists.
But his face and hair is like all icicles, and so are his finkies.
his finkies. Okay. Yeah, no, that sounds good. I'm into that. He's just like, I'm Mr. Snow Christmas.
I mean,
Mr.
he should
You know
have
that?
gotten a song. Yeah.
Okay. Have you guys watched The Year Without a Santa Claus, which
I've
is
only
what I was
watched
just
that song.
referencing?
The original the Frank and Bass one, not the remake they did.
Oh, there was a remake?
There was a live action ABC Family remake.
I didn't know.
Why?
And Emily Heller, you and I have not gotten high and watched it.
It's crazy. We gotta.
That's absurd. Speaking of the original, Worthy Kids, who's an incredible animator on Twitter, has been doing basically like that style, but in Blender, where he's been like recreating like the claymation sort of effect, but just completely digitally. It's fucking insane, and I want him to make a full movie out of it.
I think
but
he wants to do that too.
I will
Catch
crowdfund
an interview
that.
with him on
100%.
Polygon.com.
Yeah, Karen did an interview. Oh yeah, do a little promo. It's important.
Here's the thing. No, I'm not gonna get into media anyway.
Yeah, no shop talk here.
No.
I've
Yeah,
had
no,
this much. I've had this much.
that'll happen.
Read Polygon.com
Yeah.
and watch. Read and watch.
You don't even
Polygon.com.
have to read it. Just like click if
Just
you see
click
my
it.
name and scroll through all of it. Just scroll all the way down and then just close it.
Just
Yeah.
click it and maybe buy some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, click the affiliate links.
Yeah.
You know, please keep us afloat.
And then
Please.
just share them on Reddit or anywhere.
Yeah. The original Frank and Bass version of that is really wonderful in that like. So I've seen, basically animators stealing animation of their own stuff, so that way they don't have to, because it's expensive to animate. But I had never watched a movie where they steal the same song and then make it the same thing and basically just change the words of it, which is what happens in that with Heat Miser and Ice
Well,
Miser.
the thing
or
is
whatever.
that it's good.
It is
so you
good.
can't be mad.
I can't be mad really, but it's so wonderful. I was big into the Christmas animated movies as a kid, and still. I'll be honest.
We watched a movie this Christmas about Santa Claus's daughter. What was it called?
Santa Girl.
Santa Girl.
Yes!
Santa
Santa
Girl!
Girl Fools. Oh my God, with Ned's Declassified.
Unbelievable. Wait, that was Ned's Declassified? I can't believe that.
Santa Girl was we watch more bad movies than good movies. Like, we have friends over and this looks like trash. Santa Girl was full blown, just like,
I can't believe it. It's so good. Can we? I wish I could show you the clip. There's one clip of Jack Frost. I guess.
Yeah.
Jack Frost,
where he like gets caught.
The original. Yeah, he gets caught as he's. I'll act it out. So he's sneaking around here. I'll use this as a little, coat. Really, it's important to get the whole thing. So he's sneaking around in his little cloak, and he runs around, and then somebody catches him, and he goes.
So here's a fun fact about Santa Girl. It was filmed at Shenandoah University. Now I think it used to be called Shenandoah Conservatory, which is like where my grandma grew up in Shenandoah, Virginia. And the guy who played Jack Frost is like the theater professor at Shenandoah.
That's too perfect.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, best performance of the whole
he's
movie.
Good in it.
He's great.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I love that.
Oh so man. Yeah.
Everyone needs to go watch Santa Girl. I know it's May. Who cares?
Well,
whatever.
The thing is, like, the whole beginning and everything in that mansion feels like it's the beginning of a porno, just because, like, clearly nobody has lived in that house. It's just empty.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I want to know what the budget on that movie was, because it feels like it was like $10. And
fucking Tooth Fairy.
Devin Werkheiser, is that his name from Ned's Declassified?
I don't know.
I believe.
And fucking Rocky Horror, Barry Bostwick is in it, which is nice.
Barry Bostwick is in it. Barry Bostwick is Santa, which is a fantastic casting choice.
It is wild.
It is good.
Yeah, we watched that with, like, we have watched a lot of crappy, like, Netflix Christmas shows. One of the worst ones was Santa Claus.
Oh my god, yeah.
It was Cats. And it's a terrible movie, and it's not even, like, good bad, it's just bad, except for one clip where they inject Santa with an EpiPen, and he goes, "That's real Christmas magic." And I was like, no, that's.
I remember
that's
you
the
were
least
like,
Christmas magic.
we don't have to watch.
We gotta
this
watch
whole
this
movie,
one.
but you have to watch this bit, and then you
Yeah.
fast forward through it. It just showed me that.
Yeah, it's the only good part of that whole movie. Yeah, there's some real treasures on Netflix this Christmas.
Mm-hmm. If we can see people at Christmas, we'll do another we'll do a party with Christmas episodes and stuff.
That was it. We had a Halloween party last year where we just threw Halloween episodes in a bowl of TV shows and then just picked out, and we all just watched Halloween TV, and it was a lot of fun. But Christmas episodes are usually good.
Yeah.
Christmas movies are usually insane.
Yeah.
I remember one from Lifetime where Mrs. Claus is bored and frustrated at the North Pole, so she becomes hot and goes to Las Vegas. So Santa's got to get hot and come find her.
Okay. All right. That's solid plot
I'm
synopsis.
not gonna watch it.
I mean, you know what?
That elevator pitch?
It was a Lifetime movie, and it was one of the ones where our brains are so broken because we watched so many bad movies where we were like, that was cute.
You're good. I can't scooch over anymore, Karen. This is as far as I
You're
can
so
go.
far. Okay, that's
I'm fine. I like to be just
a little bit off screen.
What was another one? It wasn't like Lifetime. It wasn't like a Lifetime original, but it was definitely made for television. It was called Will You Marry, as in Merry Christmas, Me.
Will You Marry Me is good.
Then that's the thing. It's about this young couple's gonna get married. She's Jewish, he's Christian. Uh-oh! And the families do not get along this holiday season.
oh
Here's
boy.
my hot take. It's good.
It's a good movie. Like,
hot take?
insane. It's full Lifetime insane, but we ended up like, this is a good movie.
Yeah.
That'll happen. I have not watched many Lifetime movies. One of my friends from high school is now in a Lifetime original movie. I should probably go watch that and support him. But I have the ones that I've seen are always like exactly what you want in terms of absurdly sad and then absurdly happy at the same moment.
I want to write them unironically, not even like ha ha ha.
Yeah,
just it's a magical. You can just have fun with it. Just like this doesn't make any sense. Who the fuck cares? Keep writing. Like,
one of my friends actually like moonlights writing Lifetime movies, but like under a pseudonym because he's like ashamed of it.
Oh no! Oh, that is a shame.
Yeah.
shtick.
My sister has a friend who like writes the novels for like a licensed brand. I don't know exactly which type, but like basically turning TV into novels, whatever. And makes bank on it, but also was like, this is terrible. Like I could crap one of these out. It's so I hate doing this.
So writing like a Smallville tie-in novel. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Could I have made a more dated CW reference?
No, that's current. We understand that reference. Yeah, no, but hey, you know what? I would if to be able to make money as a published author is huge.
Yeah.
So she's winning, I would say.
Yeah.
Totally. Now I'm the one who has to piss.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
I'm getting there. Don't worry.
Nice.
I'm waiting for the right moment.
Piss stream. Piss stream.
Stop.
Never.
Everyone's saying Chuck Tingle in the comments, and I don't know the reference. I must know.
I don't either. I'm seeing Santa Jaws. That sounds bad on purpose, which isn't as fun.
Oh, it's an author of some erotica, which is interesting. These are some good titles. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Make money how you will. That's all I have to say
find a... Oh, boy. Hell yeah.
Yeah, plenty.
Can I find a excerpt?
I'm sure you could try.
Hugo Award nominated Chuck Tingle.
Hugo, incredible.
Gang? Okay, so please, Space Raptor butt trilogy.
That's powerful. Erotica, you know what? Everyone loves to make fun of it, but it's hard to write. So
I really deeply respect it.
Is this a Chuck Tingle?
Yeah, we were not familiar.
Oh. Yeah, Chuck Tingle.
Emily. Guys, come on. Chuck Tingle.
We all know Chuck Tingle.
Yeah. No, that's great. You know what? Good for Chuck. I'm going to go to the bathroom now.
With his genre-defining work, Space Raptor Butt Invasion, Chuck Tingle proved that even gay dinosaur erotica could be nominated for a Hugo Award.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Chuck Tingle just does gay erotica and freaking kills it.
He looks like he's just having fun with it, though. It's not
exactly.
like, yeah.
I feel like if you were to write gay erotica, it would be sort of Chuck Tingle-esque. Just going for it.
I think that's my calling.
Gay erotica.
You can make bank doing that. You have to like shit stuff out. Like you have to write a novel in a couple days, but novel.
Someone in chat said that I think he has books about getting fucked by his books.
That rules.
Which is an insane flex.
In a way, doesn't Stephen King? Let's see. Not pounding in the butt because we're responsibly social distancing. I like it. I think I'm going to read one of those books. I haven't been reading as much as I should be lately. And that sounds like my way back in.
Okay, wait, no, someone said Asian Glow Gang. Yeah, press F for Asian Glow. But someone said, of all the Scorsese movies to name an award after, why Hugo? Thank you.
Oh, that was good.
You're respecting my Asian blood. That's okay.
Feeble Kid asks, would you live in the Tingleverse?
Honestly, probably. Sounds more interesting. Like, I mean, right now, especially right now.
Right. I mean, like, is everyone like, it sounds like in the Tingleverse, everyone is having a great time.
Yeah,
and if everyone's enjoying it, then yeah.
It does sound exhausting.
there's an element of exhaustion for sure.
I feel like I would be not. To
But is it like sexy exhaustion? Sexy dinosaur sex exhaustion?
Not to get blue, but I feel like I would be at the gynecologist like once a month.
You know what? Yeah, that's
just exhausting.
Yeah. Surprised that Hollywood hasn't picked up the Tingleverse. They're so interested in verses these days, right? Like they want to get the long lasting, and if there's a Hugo Award winning author that they're just sleeping on.
There's that Twilight book was announced today.
Yeah, even though it was leaked 12 years ago?
I believe it was just chapters of it. Okay. I definitely thought it was a thing that existed already. It was like, oh, I thought, and it must have been the leaks that I was reading.
Someone in chat just asked me, more Alita or more Mortal Engines? You can only pick one.
I didn't see either. I meant to see both.
What?
I didn't.
You haven't seen either of them?
No, I meant to, and then I didn't.
Let's quit the. Let's quit
you can see you. When I first watched Mortal Engines, this was when Karen and I had maybe been dating for a week, and she had invited everyone at Polygon to go watch Mortal Engines, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go watch Mortal Engines because I like Karen also, and she likes Mortal Engines." And so I went to go see it, and then she sat like 7 seats away from me, and I was like, "What the fuck am I doing? Why am I going to watch Mortal Engines for this woman? This, like, essentially Pirates of the Caribbean 4-ass movie. Like, what am I doing?"
Okay, the friend who did sit next to me during the screening did text me when you got there that she was like, "You can sit next to him if you want," but I was like, I can't make her move because other people are already here. I didn't know what to do.
That'll happen. That, you know.
Well, I can't believe, I truly can't believe, it was like 8 people, I think, and it was at like 9 p.m. at the Times Square.
In Times Square. Times Square.
People to go at 9 p.m. to the Times Square AMC to go see Mortal Engines.
Yeah, I saw that invitation.
Like 4 of them were legitimate film critics. Like freaking, like,
yeah, Bilga from Vulture was
there. Vulture, and like it's. They all went out. It's it's a fun movie.
Also, like, Bilga really liked it, which was a huge win for me.
Yeah, that is.
I feel like I did tell you this, but Bilga, I feel about Bilga the way that like Amy feels about Holt in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where I would like do anything for his attention and his approval. I think I've told him that once, and I don't think he took it seriously.
So I'm sorry. I just saw that somebody had a highlighted message asking Brian, "Didn't you make all of your extended family watch Cats 2019?" I'm not sure if this is also true for you, Brian Miller, but I did make all of my extended family watch Cats 2019 with me during Christmas break.
During Christmas break, we saw Cats, and of course exploded our minds. I'm at my family's Christmas party, and they're going, "So it's good?" I'm like, "No, you're not ready."
Yeah, we yelled at all of our extended family about Cats 2019. But I didn't want to experience Cats with someone who wasn't ready for Cats.
It was just a lot of like, so it's bad. No. It's good? No.
It's somewhere, it's in that perfect middle space where you can't explain it. It's the best way I've found to describe Cats is that the spectacle of wondering how it was created is so perfect the entire time you're watching it.
It's truly an amazing experience to watch and then go, someone approved this. A lot of people approved
like, with all the other stories that came out about like the butthole cut and how like Tom Hooper would get mad if people laughed, and like it was like, did he not think like any of this was funny?
Right.
Like,
it's amazing.
He directed The King's Speech.
Like, I do forget that.
We enjoyed too many marijuana edibles and recorded an entire feature-length commentary for Cats.
Really?
That we have not put out there yet, because I'm pretty sure it's fucking unlistenable.
Well, send it to me. I'll see if I can edit it down. We'll figure out how to release this.
I've talked about maybe like if you send me a, I believe I've said it on this show, and I said it like I was gonna do it, and then I immediately was like, I can't even bring myself to like. It's like sitting on my desktop haunting me. I'm talking about maybe like send me proof to an email that you've donated something to a food bank, and I will send it to you.
That's a good idea.
That's a good way to do it.
But I'm pretty sure it's unlistenable.
That's so good.
That's the fun.
It's so good. Somebody, Clusterfunks, says, I didn't watch Cats 2019, but I regret that decision now. The last movie I watched in theaters was Cats 2019. Before this whole thing started, it was the Rowdy Cats screening we went to. You luckily squeezed in one more wonderful movie by Vin Diesel of Bloodshot.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God. Was Rowdy Cats the last movie we saw in theaters, too?
It might have been. But, Brian, how did showing it to your entire extended family go?
It was good. So the
It bombed.
the problem is that, well, no. My cousins did start to love it after a while, but I think it was because the problem is that we went to go see it in Florida, which was like a huge family reunion we had to go see my grandma. And I was like, let's go watch Cats. No one is going to watch it at like the 2 p.m. showing. It'll just be us. It'll be great. We get in there. Immediately 3 elderly women come in, and I'm like, shit. Oh no, they probably love Andrew Lloyd Webber, don't they? I feel so bad. And then like a bunch of other people started showing up, probably just like coming out of other movies to come watch Cats. And I was like, everyone in the audience, I could feel the tension of like people wanted to laugh, but were afraid that other people weren't going to laugh. And that's the worst way to watch Cats.
Right.
It was just like watching a stand-up comedian bomb.
Yeah.
Right.
It's bad. It's
there is a true magic though to the first time someone breaks though during the movie.
Yes.
Like nobody did though. Was it?
Yeah.
No.
That was the problem, is that it's like when we first watched it, it was so the great thing about dating a film critic is that I get to see really important feature films before other people do, such as Cats and Jumanji 2, which I
Gemini Man.
Oh, and Gemini Man. Those are the 3 movies I've gotten to watch thanks to Karen Hahn.
I don't get +1s for the good stuff.
I did get to go see Parasite early, which was wonderful and great, and I don't need to talk about it because everyone knows that's the best movie ever.
Yeah, I heard that was pretty good.
I mentioned. But the great thing about watching Cats during the film critic thing is that I was like afraid. I was like, oh no, everyone's gonna be serious and watching it critically. But as soon as the cat appears in like the clouds in the first shot, people are like, what? Okay, we're in for it.
The nice thing about the Cat screening is that the thing that you learn is when you're doing film criticism is that for the big movies that you get invited to, if it's a bad movie, the more stuff they'll give you. For instance, the David Harbour Hellboy movie, they were like, go to concessions and we'll recoup like everything that you buy, like everything you want, we'll pay for it. And we were like, oh, this movie's gonna suck shit, and it did. But we went to Cats and they gave out like free fancy cocktails and they had free little cat sequin ears and stuff. Yeah, they're around somewhere. I think they're in the other thing.
What a treasure! What a treasure!
I mean, it was fun.
It was a fun time. We had a great time that time.
We saw Cats opening night, which, if you'll recall, was also opening night for Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. So we saw Cats, and this was Brian's joke, but I'm gonna say it again. There was a mom there with 2 little boys. They're like, Star Wars is across the hall.
Like, that's a crime.
And you brought your 2 little boys who looked to be around 10.
The exact threshold of will unambiguously still enjoy that movie.
I will say, we saw Cats and Star Wars Rise of Skywalker in the same night. I know which one I prefer.
It's Cats.
It's Cats.
Oh man!
You touch it in my face.
Yeah, no, it's just a little.
For sure.
Truly, like we've told this story before, but we intended to get stoned for Cats to see it, but I was a little bitch and I didn't want to be high for Star Wars, which that was a mistake. So we go but
I saw Star Wars sitting next to David Sims, and at a certain point when Rey and Kylo Ren kiss, I just heard him go, "Oh."
I remember the Polygon Christmas party, or the Vox Christmas party.
Yeah.
So you had seen it already, and it was just like, Karen, Star Wars. You went, meh. And I'm like, uh-oh. Because I was really looking forward to it. And it was like, maybe she already didn't like a bunch of them, and like, no. It's
Richard E. Grant is in Rise of Skywalker, which, if anything, should prime me to like it a lot. And I didn't.
And it's still, even with that, I have still.
He's great in it though.
Well,
I have not watched the Rise of Skywalker. I granted, like, I started at Polygon when Last Jedi came out.
Mm-hmm.
Was that 2017? Late 2017? Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, and that was like the week I started was when that came out, and then I didn't watch that for like 8 months, and I was just like, oh, I should really be more culturally like linked in for all this.
Well, in fairness, after I got a Rise of Skywalker, I was like, the only thing that you need to know from this movie is Babu Frick, and then showed you a Babu Frick TikTok, and then that was it.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. I've seen Babu Frick, and it seems like a great film from that. So,
Babu Frick is, in fact,
delightful.
I don't know if entirely worth it, but I recommend watching any scene with Babu Frick in it. It's sort of Baby Yoda in The Mandalorian. I don't fucking want to watch The Mandalorian, but Baby Yoda's
Shirley
great.
Henderson, a legend. We love her.
Oh yeah, so good. That was also the when Baby Yoda was announced or shown, I guess. That was the like only information I got was Karen like texting me immediately that morning being like, look at this, do you mind spoilers? And I was like, no, I don't mind spoilers.
I just texted you a picture.
It was great.
I just remember it's like, all right, the show is coming out and I don't like TV, so I'm like, I'm not probably gonna just let me watch a movie. I don't fucking want to watch TV.
Brian hates television and video games.
I hate TV dramas. I like sitcoms. I don't like fucking dramas. Here's the thing. Get to the fucking point. Get to the fucking point.
David Simon is gonna come murder you in your sleep.
Devastating.
Here's the fucking thing. Breaking Bad. Okay, one of the greatest shows of all time. 20 minutes of every episode is great. Every B plot in Breaking Bad is
not
fucking
true.
trash.
Wow, big moves.
Every single B plot in Breaking Bad is filler bullshit.
That is untrue. You were wrong. You were dead wrong.
He likes Succession.
I like Succession.
I've not watched Breaking Bad, so I have no.
My one win is that I got him into Succession.
I still won't watch it regularly, but I'll sit down and I'll watch it. I was like, yeah, that was good.
That's good. I'm sorry. I do have to go back for a second because there is a comment in the chat that says Baby Yoda is Minions for millennials.
Here's the thing.
That's
the
good.
best Minions joke ever made is in Mortal Engines.
That is true. But let me.
What is the Minions joke in Mortal Engines?
At the beginning, there's like an earthquake in their city, and it's set in like dystopian future, and they're like, oh no, like our Earth deities, and it shows them trying to maintain hold up Minion statues because they were so important to us as a culture.
That's some Ready Player One shit.
Yeah. Palomar_12 is the one who said Baby Yoda is Minions for millennials, which it's a strong take, and I honestly kind of agree with it. You know what? It's good. If Minions are for both toddlers and wine moms, then Baby Yoda is Minions for millennials. I think that's fair. You know?
But it was funny they hid Baby Yoda for so long.
This face.
They hid Baby Yoda for so long because like the day it came out, that was the first thing that I was like, I'm gonna watch that show.
It was impressive that they on it like nobody knew.
Yeah,
it was really impressive. You can't do that anymore.
No.
I ended up watching the show and then going, yeah, the Baby Yoda's cute, and then the rest of this can kind of get fucked.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I do. I don't know a bunch of Werner Herzog content, but I do love the fact that he said he is so beautiful that you could cry about Baby Yoda. It's truly wonderful.
Rules.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite Werner Herzog thing was earlier in his career, he worked a lot with this guy Klaus Kinski.
Oh my god, yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, like these are stories I heard in film school. Have not looked into them much myself, so these could be wrong over time, but I believe Klaus Kinski and Werner Herzog, despite working with each other a bunch, hated each other's guts, including Klaus Kinski trying to get Werner Herzog killed.
Really?
I believe that is true.
Yeah. Have you seen that documentary clip of Werner Herzog getting shot? Like
Oh,
on camera?
yeah, that's
and then
right.
he's
And
like,
he's just like,
it's
whatever.
nothing. Yeah.
Truly.
A wonderful
Truly, when you have no reason to live, a shot, who cares, right? Like, I can't believe
I want to hang out with him so bad, but I'm
That
also like
sounds
so
great.
scared.
Yeah. Who's the person that you most want to interview and would be most like intimidated by interviewing?
Nick Cage.
That's a good one.
Fair.
One of my friends who worked on Mandy at one point, when I was like, "Oh yeah, I like Nicolas Cage," he was like, "Well, he likes Asian girls."
What isn't there no, somebody just tweeted where they were like, what if I made a BuzzFeed quiz
Which
called
of Nicolas Cage's Asian girlfriends are you? It's so funny.
Nick. That's great.
I think Bill Nye, because I had a crush on him when I was.
Yeah. Have you never had a chance to like be in
I got his autograph once at a stage door, but that's a very easy interaction where you just shove a piece of paper at them and then you leave.
Yeah,
but
that's
like
fair.
interviewing them is different.
Yeah, I get it.
Or maybe he was leaving, but he was very nice over the phone. He clearly didn't want to be there.
Hugo.
I had a crush on Nick Cage.
We've been unpacking that our entire relationship.
When I was like 12.
That was like the first thing that people on Twitter like cottoned on to, like when I started using Twitter, where they were like, "Oh, like all of Karen's crushes are bad."
there was something in Slack. We were talking about someone. I'll take a White Claw. We were talking about someone being attractive.
I'm sorry. I just want to post. Sorry, the comments are all saying Bill Nye as the science guy.
No.
Nye, Nighy, as in the 140-year-old character actor from Britain. Just want to make sure that's 100% clear.
Oh, it was Gary Cole. We were talking about Gary Cole being hot, and our friend Jenna was like, "Of course." Of course.
He's never been hotter than he is currently.
He's so hot. Gary Cole hot.
Never been on Veep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When they brought him on to be Christine Baranski's love interest in The Good Fight, I was like, yeah.
I tweeted about Gary Cole being hot, and then a bunch of Christine Baranski stan accounts were liking it, and I was so confused because I didn't realize he was on that show.
Wait, I told this story on Twitter once, but my crush on Bill Nye when I was a young girl was so intense that for my 13th birthday, we went to go see, number one, we went to go see Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, because I was so obsessed with him. Number two, my friends made a giant collage of pictures of Bill Nye for me as my birthday present. It was just a bunch of like pictures, a bunch of pieces of computer paper where they printed out pictures of his face and taped it together.
A couple people asking, I don't know who Bill Nye is. That's fair. He played...
Walk off of the fucking chat.
You know him from Love Actually.
You know him from Love Actually, or you know him as the man with the squid face from Pirates of the Caribbean.
They also my birthday presents were that poster and a little pen with a Davy Jones head topper, which was a treasure of mine.
That's so good.
Oh, someone said
Karen,
I saw Bill Nye in a curry house a couple years ago. Apparently, he tips really well. I knew he was good.
Karen, the entire time we've been talking about him, I've been thinking you were talking about Bill Nye the Science Guy.
The chat thought so too.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But Bill Nye, the British actor, is my number one crush. I watched that dumbass. Well, it's not dumb. It's actually very good. The train. Not the train. I'm drunk. The miniseries that he did with Kelly MacDonald. I forced all my friends to watch that at a sleepover because I loved it so much.
That's terrible. That's incredibly specific.
Oh
man.
Oh.
My I'd say like serious girlfriend in high school was obsessed with like asking the question of like who's on your celebrity pass list. You know that like thing of like, oh, if you meet the celebrity and you can have sex with them, then it's okay. And she would be like, who's on your celebrity pass list, Brian? I was like, I don't have anyone. Like, who cares? And she'd be like, oh, I'm Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans and like every hot hunky guy that I am not, first and foremost. But then she was like, you have to have one, Brian. And I was like, Ellen Page, which fair, I would say. Ellen Page is lovely. And this was before she came out. And then like 3 months later, she came out, and I just get a text from my girlfriend at the time that no context just says, haha, you're all mine now. And I was like, what does this mean? I don't know what this is. I don't get it. And
everyone else is dead now.
yeah, it was very scary. Things didn't work out between us, obviously. But,
someone in chat pointed out that he was in Detective Pikachu, and I will say that I forgot that he was in it. And when I was at the critics' reading of Detective Pikachu, I screamed in the theater.
I'm like, I forgot he was in it, and I'm overjoyed all again. Like, just the interview with him where he was asked what his favorite Pokemon is, and his response,
I really like Mewtwo.
I believe his response verbatim was, I really like the ancient Pokemon Mewtwo.
Ancient Mew, and he was talking about
Ancient Mew.
There's another good Bill Nye story in the chat, which is that he was filming something in Liverpool. He went to the indie bookshop there and bought like 300 pounds worth of poetry from Hugh Wright.
What a wonderful
He's a
man.
king.
That's
He's
incredible.
My favorite thing about those celebrity hall pass lists is like, yes, of course Ellen Page would want to hook up with this 17-year-old child.
Yeah, no, it's so dumb. It's like truly the worst. But
the only thing holding her back is your girlfriend saying that you couldn't.
Exactly, right? It's how it is. That's how it is. The ancient Mew. Just think about that. I sometimes think about like people who are obviously not gamers being put into Detective Pikachu and like the Sonic movie.
Well, that was like why the interviews were so good, where he was like, I've heard about, he like got like the Pokedex book, and he was like, I really liked it because it was so detailed, and now I've given it to a small boy. And it was like, no.
That's truly the best. I mean, I did appreciate the fact that like Henry Cavill is a huge ass dork, right?
Right.
Like, that's a great thing.
That show was fucking gobbledygook, but yes.
We had a great time watching the entirety of the Witcher show while also doing a puzzle, which is the best way to do it because it was
puzzles.
We did two puzzles.
We started that show while at Brian's parents' house over Christmas break. We started the first episode 20 minutes in. Brian left.
I literally said, fuck this.
And it was me and his dad who had fallen asleep on the couch finishing the pilot of The Witcher. Like one of the strangest experiences of my life.
20 minutes in, just literally went, I cannot do this.
Yeah.
Left me with his sleeping father.
We were watching it on the TV, and we were doing a puzzle, and my mom was in the same room, and she was watching it, and she got pretty into it.
Yeah.
She likes watching stuff. She also unfortunately got really into Watchmen, because I had press screeners at that point, and I was watching them, and she was like, she doesn't like watching anything that stresses her out, like even a little bit. So she was like, why am I watching this? But it's also very good.
Yeah.
And I just kept her on my HBO Press account. Sorry, HBO, so she could watch the rest of them.
Let's see, Calico Katie, who is my brother's girlfriend, Katie, said, yo, The Witcher is my favorite. My brother, that same night, texted me like, yo, The Witcher's really good. And I believe I had enough beers to not be polite and just be like, no, it's not.
I also really just want to shout out everyone in chat who's just naming Bill Nye roles.
Yeah, it's good. Everyone,
you were
just
me
go on
in
IMDb.
Middle school and elementary school and high school. You're me right now.
That's great.
Flushed Away is a good movie.
Flushed Away is a good. Oh wow, I didn't realize he was in that. That's nice. He's also in Castlevania season 3, which is why we watched.
Wow.
Granted, I had already seen the first 2 seasons. It's a good show. Fabulous animation, but Karen was like, I need to get to season 3 so I can see Bill Nye, and he's a great character in Castlevania season 3.
He's really good in it.
It's very good.
I believe Castlevania has beautiful animation. I actually watched the first season with while I was working, and so I had the Netflix is a very good like visually impaired like audio track. And like I kept it like alt tabbed while I was working, so I heard the whole descriptions. Fascinating way to watch that show.
Truly, I imagine that's yeah. I'm trying to figure out how you would describe some of the things that happen in Castlevania.
And it's so
I want to watch Alita, but with this system.
yeah.
Very, very nerdily, I watch shows that way for D&D purposes of like how do you concisely describe like
that's good.
Just
that's
kind of
good.
like absorb that.
Yeah.
Castlevania, if you want to do the same dorky thing and like how do I dungeon master better and be more concise with my language, watch Castlevania with the audio track.
I do want to shout out Brian for being a good dungeon master, because now for 2 years I've tried to organize a big trip just somewhere, usually upstate, on a long weekend. And Brian and Emily came along this time, and Brian DM'd a tabletop game for 12 people, which is insane.
Yeah. It was too many people, but I think it was fun. I had fun.
It was good. Yeah,
it was so good. And Troika's a fun game for that ridiculous amount of people.
It's this game called Troika. I've talked about it here a lot. It's by Daniel Sell. I want everyone to take Dungeons and Dragons, put it in the garbage, and get Troika.
I had only I've only recently started looking at other TTRPGs, just in terms of especially when I had to look up a bunch about Cyberpunk when it was coming out. But it
that video is so fucking good, and make more.
Cyberpunk was a real blast to do, and we're trying to do it again. But we're here. The Troika had maybe the easiest well, not easiest, but because of you, Brian Miller, it was the easiest way to just hop in and be like, let's do some shit. This is great. It was a fun time.
That's it. Troika is extremely light, and that does come with a precedent. You have to be willing to there isn't a rule for everything. You have to be comfortable. Fuck it, we'll just make that work. But I think it's the best game I've ever played.
It's so much fun. I love Troika.
It's very fun.
I might
Also, do have to shout out Quest, because people that we're friends with are involved with it.
Quest is so good. So
good. He also promised me that he would write me a Mortal Engines one shot.
I think
that is good.
My favorite role-playing game at this point is Demon Lord.
If you like 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons and you like that level of complexity, Shadow of the Demon Lord is kind of and you like it. Also works out if you like The Witcher. Shadow of the Demon Lord is the best midweight fantasy game I've ever played by far.
That's nice.
It's about the same complexity, same level of role-playing combat as your 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not bad.
That's fun. That's good to know.
But it's a good game.
That's amazing. I'm interested. That sounds good. I when I had there was a point when I was trying to do more GMing in general, and I picked up Blades in the Dark. Do you know of this game?
Yes.
That specifically because I was listening to Austin Walker's great podcast called Friends at the Table. Thank you very much. I've blanked on that, but it's the reason I really loved it is because my college friend group obsessed with heists, just obsessed with it in every way. We did some heists every now and again, not big, only a few couple $1,000 worth of diamonds. But we were obsessed with that to the point where one of my friends was like, I'm gonna remake Ocean's 11 shot for shot, but just with me. And I was like, go for it. But Blades in the Dark was built for heist stuff because it has a mechanic in it where you can just say you have a flashback to how you had planned this thing, which is such a fucking great move because it's so cinematic, and that you're oh, but then I pull the lever, and it's okay, tell us about the lever, and then you do the flashback to that, and it's way cool.
It's it's an answer kind of to Shadowrun. Shadowrun is also all about heists and stuff, but there's a problem in that game where you spend all of this time planning what's going to happen, and then a dice roll kind of fucks the whole thing up, and it's wow, we spent hours planning, hours at the table planning that, and none of it was relevant. Blades in the Dark does that of just get to the heist. We'll flash back to the planning part. That game is written by a guy named John Harper, who I think is the best game designer working right now. So I used to do a show on Dorkly called Table Pop. Brian, you were nice enough to come on at one time.
It was a good show.
Thank you. I drunkenly DM'd John Harper about you're my game design hero. Would you come on the show? And he was very nice about it, but he did not.
I just looked up John Harper and I found a Scottish Baptist pastor who died in 1912. Is that the one you were talking about?
Yes, that's him. What do you know?
I'm just double checking.
That's why he didn't want to come on.
Yeah.
No, busy. That makes sense.
Great dude. And you should really like he has a bunch of games that are available for free. World of Dungeons and Lady Blackbird are phenomenal games. And then Blaze in the Dark, which is
good stuff.
Like, let's set it F, and then everyone in the chat said F. This is giving me too much power.
I've
never been on a Twitch stream before.
Karen now knows the power of Twitch stream, which is just you say a thing, you mention, if you say a funny word, like, or if you just mispronounce a word, everyone is just going to type that for the rest of the time. It's really powerful.
Someone just said chat will do whatever you want.
Yeah, true.
On that note, so typically for we've kind of gone over a little bit, but typically for the second hour,
last call.
We kind of like to turn it into last call and make it kind of chat controlled. We'll just talk about literally whatever chat wants, considering, I don't know, it ain't too personal and B, no
the chat will kill for you, Karen.
Nothing too personal, no shop talk. I don't fucking want to talk about the websites we work for.
Yeah, no.
Apart from that, like if like talk about dinosaurs or role-playing games or whatever, we'll just fuck it. Or piss.
Karen, who do you want dead? We'll make it happen.
We do have an ask about your pets. How is Mikey doing?
Oh yeah.
How is Mikey getting along with Bailey and Bosa, which are Brian's parents' dogs? That's from Katie, my sister-in-law.
I'll read an update from my mother.
Oh
yeah, please.
Update. All well last night, no whining. Maybe because he slept with us, Bailey, my parents' dog, is major pissed, so she slept in his bed.
Oh.
With a look of, I dare you to move me. Bosa, my parents' other dog, and Mikey remain best buds. Bailey won't even walk next to him.
Oh, Bailey.
Bailey hates Mikey. Bosa likes to play with him, but wants to make sure that he's in charge.
Oh, that's great.
Wait, this is for me, but I think it's also for Emily. Someone said, Karen, explain how you feel about Adam Sandler, please.
Well, yeah, what if some Sandler takes?
Yeah, let's get everyone's Sandler takes.
Get some Sandler takes out here. Why not?
Adam Sandler's hot.
I wasn't expecting that for the first take. I should have been expecting that for the first take.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Everyone's saying I'm wrong, but I'm right.
No, here's the thing. I do not enjoy most... I don't enjoy Adam Sandler's comedy because I didn't grow up with it. That being said, Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems is hot. Sorry.
Someone said, Karen, what would Bong Joon-ho think? And you know what? I think Bong Joon-ho would think I'm right.
Well, that's
yeah. Bong Joon-ho has a fully chaotic energy.
He has the most chaotic energy in the world.
Yes.
I love this one. What was the first R-rated movie you saw?
First R-rated.
Amadeus.
The Matrix.
Oh, God.
My mom rented Rushmore and regretted it.
I really don't think I could think of the first R movie I saw, specifically because as the third child in my family, my brother always specifically would be like,
"Oh, sure,
so relaxed with you don't even care, Mom. You wouldn't let me watch that at his age." I probably watched a lot of R-rated movies before I should have. So
I was the oldest, so like those were milestones that once I hit them, kind of like, oh, this isn't a big fucking deal.
Important. Gentle Juice says Jim Carrey in the Sonic movie is hot. Correct.
It's true.
Agreed.
Sonic
Correct.
movie is awful, but Jim Carrey is really hot.
It's fun.
Granted, I mean, like, I wasn't expecting literally jack shit from it. But like, I don't know, Ben Schwartz looked like he was having fun.
that's how it is.
It's just fun. If I was a parent who saw that movie with a kid, I wouldn't be like on my phone the whole time.
Yeah, that's the thing. My friend, my good friend Neil, was talking about, like, he's got 2 little girls. Took the kids to see it, and he was like, I've listened to podcasts during movies before, and I watched the movie.
Oh, this is also an important question. On every single stream so far, we have asked what your favorite Disney Channel
This is from our friend
is.
Cam.
Yeah.
Have you seen no Disney Channel original movies?
I must have seen some.
Obviously, High School Musical for me, the whole trilogy. really important to
It's
me.
good.
Know all the songs.
I watched
I haven't
all.
seen it.
So I saw High School Musical for the first time as an adult. I was a little too old for it when it came out, because I'm a little older than all of you, I think. But I was fully an adult. Like, this was within the last year.
Yeah.
I watched all of them.
We were engaged when you saw High School Musical,
I watched all of them within 24 hours, and
the correct way to do it.
I am entirely obsessed with them.
You're great. They're so good. Karen keeps wanting to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Undeniably great films. And I say only when we watch the full High School Musical trilogy.
I think that's fair. I've talked about this on stream before, but I have a feeling there's a bunch of people here for the first time. My new project, and this is just a little personal project, I am watching every single high school production of High School Musical on YouTube.
God. Wow. I've only watched one decom. I just realized.
What was it?
It was the Scream Team, and it was for work.
So typically when decoms come up, and they always come up, Brian, this is important. High School Musical doesn't count because that's assumed everyone's default.
Yeah, everyone knows that that's the best one. Probably my Halloween Town.
A good one. A classic.
Halloween Town High is pretty wild too, so I do like that one.
We definitely those are our marijuana go-tos.
They're good. They're good. Wild.
The wacky tobacco.
Yeah. What's the second one's the subtitle? Calabar's Revenge. Is that
Halloween
correct?
Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. That is correct.
Which is metal as fuck.
And then there's Halloween Town High.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty great. I do love that one.
Abby Zoet says I love Sky High, and Cam should be coming in any second now.
Do I have Asian glow rash?
Yeah, Sky High is not a decom.
I thought Sky High was a remake of a decom.
No.
Really?
I
Sky
thought
is
so.
not a decom?
Sky High is not a decom.
Wow. That could have fooled me. That's wild.
I got a little research to do here.
My favorite decom is Cadet Kelly. It's gay as hell.
Cadet Kelly. That is powerful.
Also starring Gary Cole.
Gary Cole's in that one?
He's the stepdad.
Jeez.
I remember I saw Office Space when I was a teen, and I was like, the boss is bad, but he's cute.
He's cute though.
Yeah, Sky High is not a decom.
I told you.
Even in Office Space?
Yeah.
Even in Office Space?
He's hot in Office Space.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's great.
Cam says, Brian, you don't need research, you have me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Someone said, I've lost it now, and I'm sorry, but someone mentioned that they watched the Sonic movie with their girlfriend on Valentine's Day, which is also what we did for Valentine's Day.
That's nice.
Sweet.
Did you have 2 whole bottles of wine while you were watching it? Because we did.
Wow.
Maybe that's why we walked out. I'm like, it was fun.
I don't think, because we saw it at Alamo Draft House, and I don't think the waiter was expecting to have as large of a tab as he did for the Sonic movie on Valentine's Day.
It was, we had a $100+ tab and we tipped appropriately. So it was just like, no, our Valentine's Day plan is we're going to get shit-faced at Sonic.
That's good. I like that. I think that's
so really, our opinion of it is based on the fact that we were rip-roaring drunk by the end of credits Tails show up scene, and we're like, yeah!
It's good stuff. I like that.
Someone just said my date to see the Sonic movie moved to Kentucky before it came out, so I didn't see it.
Oh no. R.I.P.
This is a good segue just for something that I wanted to talk about, which is that, so our friend Trace, his birthday was last week, and he did a PowerPoint party for his birthday, which was really
great
fun.
Zoom party idea. If you're like sick of social day and you don't know what to do with your friends over Zoom, have everyone make a PowerPoint about something they're interested in.
It was so much fun. So what we, of course, did was a PowerPoint about how our dog is an asshole. But we had a slide about how he's named after the actor Michael Shannon.
Yeah.
And how wonderful the actor Michael Shannon is, and how terrible our garbage dog is. But fun fact that we figured out is that they're both from Kentucky.
Oh wow!
Look at that. That's good.
That's fun.
Michael Shannon is the only person that I have, not your dog Michael Shannon, but the actual human Michael Shannon is the only celebrity I have clocked in like actual New York City, because I don't look at people's faces normally. But Michael Shannon did walk by me, and I was afraid of him because he had a menacing, I don't know, aura. And so I like looked at him to make sure I was like aware in case I needed to fight. And I was like, oh no, it's just Michael Shannon. Okay.
That honestly
is that I didn't notice.
Yeah, I got it. That was just for me.
I didn't see him.
That I might need to amend my answer to the intimidating interview. It might be Michael Shannon, because also like, how do I? My dog is named after him. Do I bring that up? No, right?
I mean, I feel like the tough thing is that he, in some interviews, he seems like really tough, but then he does like those like interviews with Josh Horowitz where he's just like totally weird, and it's like, how do you get that?
How do we activate weird?
I'm gonna refill some water and go to the bathroom.
Wait, I have water.
Back.
Oh, okay. You need to go to the bathroom. All right, you can't do that.
Here's the thing. I have to piss again too. Number 3. What if
girls' time?
What if we all pissed at the same time?
No. Me and Karen are gonna chat. We're just gonna talk about how much we love older character actors.
I think that's one of the first things you told me in the work Slack, where you're like, we've just been waiting to know each other.
It's probably Tony Shalhoub. My love for Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah, I do like that you have a Tony Shalhoub shirt, which is powerful.
I do have a Tony Shalhoub shirt, which I realized I was wearing one day when I was tweeting about Tony Shalhoub.
That's good. Wait, there's a Michael Shannon story in the chat. Juzo Boys just said, my dad worked with Michael Shannon once and says he's super weird but also super nice.
I expected that.
Yeah. What's my favorite A24 film? I don't know. Well, Moonlight's really fucking good. But I'm friends with Ari Aster, so maybe I should say one of his movies.
Hereditary is one of the movie that I've seen that in most recent memory that I've saw and was just like, oh fuck.
Hereditary scared the shit out of me. Yeah.
Yeah, but also it's like, it tricks you into thinking it's smart, and it is smart, but it's also like, oh, but it's demons though.
Ooh, someone said Hereditary was filmed at my high school.
Oh,
that's fun.
Hereditary, great movie.
Yeah.
Someone said, what's your favorite cryptid? Mine is Mothman. Joke's on you because I am the Mothman.
Favorite cryptid?
Wait, somebody just said...
We've gotten this question before and we never got to it.
My most embarrassing Google search history result is Tony Shalhoub.
I came back.
Respect it. I respect it.
How do I get through?
Are you okay?
Don't worry.
We love Tony Shalhoub. I think my favorite cryptid is the Loch Ness Monster, if he counts.
That's a good one.
Nessie.
Solid one. I think I like the Goat Man.
I also like the Goat Man.
I love Mothman because he can fly.
I like the Jersey Devil.
Devil's fun.
Jersey. Just letting you know, since I saw you ask twice, Bernie Sanders is a KP.
I used to do a podcast about like supernatural stuff with my good friend Eric Brenner, and so I know more cryptids than I probably should, and they're all great. They're all fascinating.
Good.
Wait,
they're so much fun.
No, you know my favorite is the fucking melon heads.
Melon heads? What?
The melon heads. Okay, so I first heard of the melon heads from my there's a couple of different towns that claim the melon heads. Milford, Connecticut is one of the ones that claims them. Though Milford has like a melon, or what is colloquially deemed Melonhead Road. And melon heads are mutants that live in the woods and steal people when their cars break down.
Oh, interesting.
Like I said, there's a lot in the Midwest, and then there's Milford, Connecticut. Melon heads. That's the best. There's not a lot to them. There's not a lot to the lore, so you can really bring a lot to it.
That's nice. I like it when you can really just like you put whatever you want in there. Right. But that's how it was with the Jersey Devil. In elementary school, we had some my like the court I lived in all of our like neighbors were about the same age, and we created something called the PIs, the Paranormal Investigators. And we went around into our like tiny little patch of woods behind our friends' houses and like looked for ghosts and stuff. And there were like just a few like older kids, like my older brother, who's 6 years older than me, had a couple friends, and they'd be like, I heard the Jersey Devil came in here. He's got a goat's face and he flies around, and be careful. And like that was enough for all of us like age 8-year-olds to be like, oh boy, we gotta go find the Jersey Devil. And so we ran around in our woods so much. It was great. And then until one of my neighbors was like, hey, get out of my backyard.
Yikes.
And then we couldn't go in there anymore.
Wait, I want to share this for Cryptid Hour.
This is not very helpful.
I don't know what I'm looking at on the left. I recognize the picture on the right. Obviously, it's a very famous photograph of Bigfoot. What is on the left?
No!
Karen just pulled the most like elderly aunt on Zoom. Like, you guys, can you see? Do you guys see my? Have you guys seen my photo? I took this nice photo outside today. Did you see it? Oh, I screwed up the view.
I'm telling you, hi, if this is your first time watching the Nuclear Happy Hour, we're here every Monday. The first hour is usually warming up. The second hour gets fucking bonkers.
Someone said you're cyberbullying me, and they're right.
In-person cyberbullying. It's truly, I've managed to fuse the two bullies into one form, one ultimate form. Oh, I love it.
Oh.
It's good.
I just remember.
So what was on the left? What was the left picture?
Oh, it was me. Hang on, I'll do it again. I don't give a shit.
You gotta just retweet it from your own. Go retweet it from your account, Karen. Retweet it from your account, and then people can go to Karen's.
You just putting it up to the screen wasn't better.
Hang on, let's see if I can find a good.
No, it's not helpful. It's not getting any better.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
Stomach hurt.
Oh no.
Karen, you're doing great.
It's good.
Oh my god.
No, but the cryptid chat, I did just remember jackalopes, which I love.
Oh yeah.
Because when I was, I think in like 5th grade, my family went out west to like the Grand Canyon and all around, and I saw an animal, and my mom was like, was it a jackalope? And I had never heard of that before, so I was just like, I don't know, maybe. And then my family made fun of me forever for thinking that I saw a jackalope. I was like, I was just trying to be polite. I didn't know what she was talking about, and I didn't want to say.
Yeah, I feel like there have been many times when I've tried to politely be like, yes, of course, after not hearing what someone said.
Yeah.
Just ended up terribly for me.
So many times. That said, Nora just said, wait, are jackalopes not real? And I had the same thing now as a 31-year-old man.
Yeah.
TIL, yeah.
Same as, someone mentioned like drop bears, correct? Also similar vibe to
What are
that.
drop bears?
Drop bears? That's the Australian sort of version of it, where it's like koalas, but they are like actual bears, and that they will rip your face off.
Oh,
I
fun.
like that.
It's great. Somebody says drop bears were real though, which is fair enough.
I mean, it's kind of how like mermaids were probably like manatees.
Yeah. I do love the idea. Sorry, I just want to mention the idea of sailors seeing manatees and being like, oh, that's a beautiful one. I must jump into the sea. I am so excited.
It's worth noting, wasn't like those ships were just like stocked with beer all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like,
We're truly the most.
I truly was
We
meant
went
to be a
to a
pirate.
manatee sanctuary over Christmas/New Year's, and we didn't see a single one.
Didn't see any
Oh,
in our
no.
sanctuary. It was a shame. Granted,
Chat F.
Karen, you're too strong. No, you can't, chat.
They're doing it.
no.
This is the start. This is the genesis. This is the pilot of Karen's Twitch channel, where she just sits there and every now and again goes F.
Yeah.
This is Karen's supervillain origin story.
I've had to so for work I've had to like set up, make sure my internet's correct, make sure I'm in like a quiet space because of streaming and for like recording stuff. And every time I'm done with that, she's like, "Oh, my boyfriend's a Twitch streamer," like very like sarcastic. And now she's on one Twitch stream and she's just gone power hungry.
Someone just said unlimited power, like fucking Palpatine, and it's true.
I'm glad we're getting this out of your system before you go on Connor's stream.
I mean, I feel like they need it. Soon her fingers will light up. Here's the thing, though. I feel like this energy would probably be good. Everyone should also come watch us on Connor Alice.
I'm gonna straight up.
I feel like this energy would be good for them because I can't imagine how they're still awake.
Oh, they have to truly be broken.
It's 9 a.m. and they were flagging.
I mean, it's a lot. It's 30 hours. It's 30 hours of content. It never happened, understandably, because everyone was like, we don't want to help you with this. I was drunk at College Humor, which it wasn't the first time. And I was talking to Andrew. It was after hours, and Andrew and I had a couple of drinks.
Editor-in-chief of College
Humor. And we were talking about things to do on Twitch to kind of like up our Twitch presence. And Dungeons and Dragons was big for us. And it was just like, Andrew was like, what if we did like a D&D stream for like a long time, for like 8 hours? And I'm like, I play for 8 hours all the time. What if we did it for 24 hours?
Oh no,
that's good. That is solid.
The
length that's always a draw, right? For Twitch streams is when someone says I'm going to do this for X amount of hours, more than 10. It's always like, oh, okay.
You can't do it for a period of time that you would do anyway.
Yeah, no.
It has to be like, no, by the end of this, I'm gonna be broken.
It has to be disruptive. Yeah.
The fact that they chose to start this 30-hour stream at midnight was a very powerful decision on their part.
I think it's just because they wanted to have the whole day.
Yeah,
but it sucks.
It's rough. My siblings and I, kind of as like a last hurrah before my brother went off to law school, he was like, I've got this great idea. Let's all get together and let's play Super Mario 64 and we'll do all 120 stars in 12 hours. And I was like, okay, let's try it, Pat. Like, that sounds great. Let's do it. And he was like, let's start at 6 p.m. I was like, okay, Pat, like, that's interesting. And so this was before, content. We were not getting anything out of this other than our sibling bond, which was a great moment. It was a wonderful memory I have, but it was trying to get 120 stars starting at 6 p.m. some random summer night before he went off to law school. We got maybe to like 98 before we went to sleep. I was the only person awake at like 5:30 in the morning.
I do have a quick question. Do you have a brother named Patrick?
I do have a brother.
I also have a brother named Patrick.
Good. Solid. I'm glad about that. I feel like that's fair enough.
Yeah. White people only have 5 names.
It's true.
I'm allowed to say that.
We are the second Brian and Emily to meet and get married because of College Humor.
That's good.
I randomly search. You know what? I'm very vain. Sometimes I search my name.
To which you've been canceled. You have to be on that curve.
Right.
I can't do that because the comedian who is much more successful than me always shows up.
I overpowered the other Karen Hahn.
But someone
player, and now I come up first in Google.
Someone tweeted on, it's no one I'm familiar with, but someone tweeted, there are 2 Brian and Emilys who met and got married at College Humor, and both Brians are DMs, and everyone's just okay with this.
That's powerful. I like that. Yeah, no, I don't think I've. So the reason I started going by 3 names, I don't think I've mentioned this very much, but it was as a joke because I was making shitty YouTube videos, and I was like, what if I insisted on being Brian David Gilbert, like a fancy name, as you go and watch my 15-second dumb thing where I dance around with a watermelon on my face. And, like, I thought it was a funny thing, but that was before I understood how branding works, and so now I'm stuck with the 3 names forever. I guess
it's so clean. BDG is especially like a very nice like.
I don't think I've beaten out the Gene brand of BDG yet on the search results. If you search BDG, I think it's either you get the Gene brand or Baby Doll Gang, which is the thing that pops up a lot. So haven't quite hit that yet, but we'll maybe someday.
It's sometimes confusing for me because I have a group chat that's the BDJ hive because we all love Brian Darcy James.
Brian Darcy. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no.
All white men are named Brian.
Sometimes he finds our tweets. It's honestly upsetting.
That'll happen. You got to be careful out there.
The reason why is one of the people in the BDJ hive like profiled him for GQ, so they like know each other. Anyway,
someone did mention, wait, you don't run the Baby Doll Gang, which is why have I not thought about that? Why don't I just take that brand? Why don't I just take it and then make it my own, and then I don't have to worry about it?
Boom, it's yours now.
We've already established you're familiar with heists.
Right? Well, this is it. This is just an internet brand heist. It's fine.
Right here.
It'll work, I think. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. That's my next quarantine task. My next goal for stuck in home.
Nora says there's a tiny cat in my house named Brian. Brian is a funny cat name.
Brian is a funny cat name.
You don't see that a lot.
No, that's true. I do love animals with like you. I mean, you've got one with Mikey.
But we did it because we like that. The animals with people names are funny.
Animals with people names are funny.
I do appreciate that. My sister has gone down to quarantine with her fiance and has taken Zuko, the cat that is normally in my house. And Karen hates Zuko. She's also allergic to cats, so it's like
the thing is also he woke me up every day, but you're a heavy sleeper, so you just slept through it.
That is also fair. But but it is, one of those things that like I do miss that little asshole hanging around in the house. It's tough.
I miss my babies.
Yeah, right.
They're assholes, and I miss them.
My cat is I understand it was your cat, but it's my cat. And it's a beautiful angel baby, and I miss her so much. The dog can stay at my parents. Oh, man, we got rats for a while. Yeah, oh, man. Give me the cat back. Give me the cat back, though.
I want the cat. So when I first moved in with my sister, I was like, I don't like cats. I've never liked cats. I will not become a cat person. But when we moved in, basically, my sister used to live with 2 people who were very afraid of cats and like would not touch Zuko at all. But Jonah grew up with a cat, and I was willing to put my face on the line for it. And so we were like, we're going to turn Zuko into a cuddly cat. And so every day when we would come home from like anything, anytime we would walk back in the apartment, we were both unemployed at that time. So I was going to say when we came home from work, that's not true. But when we came back into the apartment, we would go find Zuko and we'd pick him up and we'd put him next to our face for as long as it took until he started squirming. And so for the first few weeks, we'd bring it up and he'd be like, "Argh!" And so we'd throw him back down on the ground. But like after a month, he'd just sit there angrily for like a good 3 seconds, and then he'd start squirming. And now he sits on our laps and he's really cuddly, and it's wonderful. So we broke him, is what I'm saying.
That's it. Okay, we are running out of time fast. I need one more good question from the chat that we can spend like 5 minutes on, and then let these guys go. Let's see here. While we're waiting for a good question to come up, where are you? Because it's been an hour since we've talked about it. Where are you guys going next?
We're going to the George Lucas Talk Show with Griffin Newman and Connor Ratliff is doing a 30-hour Star Wars movie marathon stream to raise money for the people who were laid off and furloughed from UCB. And we are going directly there after this to join them as they watch Return of the Jedi. Producer Patrick Cotner will also be there. I'm not sure if there'll be any other guests while we're on, but a bunch of people have been dropping in and out all day, including the McElroy brothers. Ben Schwartz has been on. A bunch of incredible people. Eugene Cordero, Zach Cherry.
You can get there. The link is planetscum.live, which is a very easy to remember URL.
Which is the most Chris Gethard's YouTube or Twitch channel, which I went from boy to man working on the Chris Gethard show. But it's the tagline of the Chris Gethard show used to be, "We are trash people from the planet trash." So like it all.
The Chris Gethard episode of What's in the Dumpster is still like the best hour of TV I've ever seen.
That's.
Have you watched it?
No.
We have to watch it.
You have to watch it.
You have. It's like.
It is.
Do not Google it.
Do not. No spoilers. But the reveal is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Okay, I just want to give, because I have a feeling. I have a feeling that there's a lot of people who are not familiar with the Chris Gethard show. Hi, if you like anything I've ever done, you'll like the Chris Gethard show, because I'm just ripping it off all of the time.
Anything, you will like the Chris Gethard show.
A beautiful 2011 on mess of just, I don't know, I think this is fun. So there is an episode. This is when we got picked up. We were on a network called Fusion, not Fuse, Fusion. And Paul Scheer and Jason Mantzoukas are on it. It's available on YouTube. It's called One Man's Trash.
It's so good.
We wheeled a dumpster onto the set, and the whole show is call in and guess what's in the dumpster. What's in the dumpster is phenomenal.
Don't look
Don't
up
Google
anything.
it. Don't look it up.
You can't know what's in it until
One
you know.
Man's Trash, the Chris Gethard show. Watch it on YouTube. What's in the dumpster is worth it.
It's so worth it.
Yeah, Chris Gethard show. Working on the Chris Gethard show was one of the best times of my fucking life.
That's awesome. I didn't know you were on it.
I was on since public. I was doing marketing for it, but ever since the
hey, every bit counts.
Yeah, but I was doing that from the public access days in 2011.
That's awesome.
Can I tell my Patrick Cotner story that's embarrassing to me?
I don't know what it is, so yeah, I guess.
It's barely a story, but we were at the Halloween party where we got engaged. Our friend Jessie has a Halloween party every year.
Oh.
We had met briefly at this party a year before we met for real and started dating, and just as like a hello, nice to meet you. Nothing fishy happened. He was in a relationship at the time. Totally chill. But that's where we got engaged, and it was very nice. Patrick Cotner was there because he is also friends with our friend.
Patrick Cotner, a great guy. We love him.
Yes,
he's the best.
He's great. And we were talking about a movie that I won't name, but I didn't realize that Patrick Cotner had worked on. And I said some not terrible, but not nice things.
It was just something like, it wasn't great. And it was just like,
I think I said it thought it was smarter than it was.
Oh.
And then Brian, we had just gotten engaged. Brian texts me, Patrick worked on that movie, shut up. So I said that sentence, looked at my silence, looked at my phone, put it down, more silence. Could not have been more clear that is what happened.
Oh boy.
That's a lot.
But this is why I don't talk about movies. That's not true. I talk about movies all the time.
That's all good. Well, I'm glad to. I'm gonna not say anything bad about any movie when I go on.
Don't say anything bad about any movie.
Zero movies. I will always love them no matter what.
All movies are great. We love movies.
But Karen and Brian, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for doing this.
I just want to say a lot of chat wants us to just say we have to discuss frogs. We got to say what our opinion is on frogs right now. That's really important.
Good.
Frogs are great.
Yeah.
I've held a frog once. They're great.
Yeah.
Frog's good.
No complaints about frogs. Never met a frog I didn't like.
Yeah.
Frog's good.
Frogs are good.
So, Brian and Karen. Brian and Karen, this is silly to ask because I think most of the people here are here for you. But where can we find you on the internet?
You want to? I'm on Twitter at Karen Y Han because Karen Han is taken by an egg. And I write for Polygon.com currently, and you can just go onto the website and just as we said earlier, just click it and scroll through it. You don't have to read it; it's fine. Just click and share. Like literally, this is all anyone in media wants you to do.
Yeah, that's good. You can find me. I'm Brian on things. Just search Brian, you'll find me. Don't worry about it. I'm the only one we know. No, you can find me on Brian Gilbert with an M instead of an N, because again, Brian Gilbert is the most common name in the world. And yeah, you can find me at Polygon's YouTube channel, or you can find me at my own YouTube channel. We're gonna have a video on that hopefully in the next week. We'll just anyway. So yeah.
Emily, where are you?
I'm Emily P. Heller on Twitter. Similarly, there is a very successful stand-up comedian with my name. But also I write for Polygon.com as well. Just click on things. Maybe buy some things while you're there.
Yeah, Brian is Goblin on Twitter. This is all I do. Yeah, we're going to get out of here. Make sure to head to twitch.tv/planetscum. I would just raid with this, but I don't know how to do that. Emily, could you actually put that in the chat right now? Yeah. We're putting it in there right now. Head over there literally right now. Don't even wait for this to be over.
We're going to be over there so you can talk to us in chat over there too.
Yeah, head literally right over there right now. Okay, Brian and Karen, I'm going to hang up on you right when we go so that we can play a song.
I did it wrong.
You did it wrong.
What is it?
I was Planet Scum.
It's not.
Well, there's a new one.
We're going to get it figured out before we go.
No, not that one. We'll figure it out. You can go to planetscum.live is the other one.
Planetscum.live. That's where you got to go.
Go to Griffin Newman or Connor Ratliff's Twitter or my Twitter or Brian's Twitter because we have posted links.
You can find it.
Yeah. Just Google it.
Just Google it. You can find it, and you should go donate. The UCB Theater, they all got fucking lured off and been there. Yeah, anyway, it's going to be really fun, and it's incredible. Connor is... I don't know if we didn't say this. Connor Ratliff, if you're not familiar with him, is doing commentary on all of the Star Wars movies as George Lucas, which is a character that he does, and it's phenomenal.
It's so good. Connor's dressed up as George Lucas, and Griffin is dressed up as Watto, which is their whole shtick.
It's entirely bonkers, and it's phenomenal. It's the best fucking thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna start watching it immediately. Okay, so we're gonna get out of here. Brian and Karen, we're gonna hang up on you, and then I'm gonna send you a message saying thank you. Thank you, and see everybody later.
This was fun. Bye.
Bye. Love you. See you tomorrow.